If there's one thing I've learned after attending a number of drag racing events across South Africa, is that the racing itself is only part of the story. Every time I watch these incredibly quick cars launch down the strip, one question always stays on the back of my mind. Just how much does it actually cost to build and race one of these machines? Well, today we are finally answering that question. From the legendary BMW M models, the Audi's punchy S and RS lineup, and plenty of other performance cars in between, we are taking a closer look at what it really takes to unlock more power. We'll be breaking down the cost of ECU and TCU remaps, performance upgrades, tires that can handle the punishment, and even the price of race fuels like ethanol. We will also explore the different levels of tuning we've all come to know as Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3, explaining what each stage typically involves and more importantly, what it means for your wallet. But numbers only tell part of the story. That's why we're jumping into a mildly modified BMW M140i to experience the performance firsthand. And sit down with the owner and find out what went into building the car.
Hold on, Stage 1.
We already know what these cars are capable of on the drag strip. They've proven that time and time again. But today, we're uncovering the side that most people never get to see. The untold cost of drag racing in South Africa. Now, the reality of drag racing in South Africa is quite expensive, especially when we get to these cars such as the VW Golf 7Rs, the Audi S3s, and especially these BMW cars such as the M3s, the M4s, the M140is, and the 35s, which carry the N55. Let's have a proper comprehensive discussion of exactly how much it costs to race, starting from the tires. Before we even start talking about horsepower, bigger turbos, or ECU tunes, there's one modification that often gets overlooked: your tires. At the end of the day, your tires are the only point of contact between your car and the road. It doesn't matter if you're making 300 horsepower or 700 horsepower. If you can't put that power down effectively, you are simply wasting performance. In drag racing, traction is everything. A good launch can be the difference between setting your personal best or spinning your wheels all the way through first gear. That's why many enthusiasts invest in high-performance tires long before they chase bigger power figures. Street performance tires come in different categories, each offering its own balance between grip, durability, and wet weather performance. One of the most popular options is the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2. Known for its exceptional dry grip and precise handling, it's a favorite among high-performance road cars and the weekend track enthusiasts. Depending on the size, you're typically looking at anywhere between 7,000 Rand and over 12,000 Rand per tire. Another well-known option is the Pirelli P0, found as original equipment on performance cars from BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. It offers an excellent balance between everyday usability and the spirited driving, with prices generally ranging from 4,000 to 8,000 Rand per tire. There's also the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, regarded by many as one of the best all-round ultra-high performance street tires. Expect to pay between 5,000 and 9,000 Rand per tire, depending on the size. Other popular choices include the Bridgestone Potenza Sport, Continental Sport Contact 7, Goodyear Eagle F1 Super Sport, and Yokohama Advan Sport V107. These tires generally fall within the price range of 3,500 Rand to 8,500 Rand per tire, again depending on the wheel size. For those chasing every last tenth of a second, some drivers even step up to a semi-slick or drag-focused tire. While these provide incredible grip on a prepared surface, they often sacrifice wet weather performance and longevity and everyday comfort. The reality is that tires aren't just another expense, they're an investment in performance and safety. They allow your car to launch harder, stop quicker, and inspire more confidence behind the wheel, because in drag racing, putting the power down is just as important as making the power in the first place. The next cost that you will incur as a drag racer here in South Africa is fuel. And obviously, they're not just using 95 if it's a petrol car. They also need a nice blend of ethanol to make sure that the car is running as optimal as possible. Once you've got the power and the grip, there's one more ingredient that can completely transform the performance of your car: the fuel. Most performance cars leave the factory running on 95 octane petrol, but as power levels increase, standard pump fuel eventually becomes a limitation. That's where high performance fuels, particularly ethanol blends, come into the picture. One of the most common fuels used in the South African drag racing scene is E85, made up of approximately 85% ethanol and 15% petrol. E85 has a much higher octane rating than the conventional fuel. This allows tuners to increase boost pressure, advance ignition timing, and extract significantly more power while helping to reduce engine knock. The results can be impressive. On many turbocharged cars, simply switching from pump fuel to an ethanol tune can unlock anywhere from 40 to well over 100 additional horsepower, depending on the vehicle and supporting modifications. But that extra performance comes at a price. Unlike regular petrol, ethanol contains less energy per liter, meaning your engine needs to burn more fuel to produce the same amount of energy. In the real world, that often translates to fuel consumption increasing by anywhere between 20 to 30%. Then there's the cost of the fuel itself. Depending on where you live and the supplier you use, E85 can cost around 35 Rand to 50 Rand per liter. It's not nearly as easy to find as ordinary petrol. Many enthusiasts have to purchase it from specialist suppliers or fuel distributors before heading to the drag strip. There's also the cost of preparing your car. Running ethanol safely often requires large fuel injectors, a high capacity fuel pump, and a custom ECU calibration. Without the correct supporting hardware and tuning, simply filling your tank with ethanol isn't an option. So while ethanol has become one of the most effective ways to gain reliable power, it's far more than just a different type of fuel. It's an investment that affects your tuning, your maintenance, your running costs, and your wallet every time you fill up. When it comes to drag racing, making more power is only half the equation. Keeping that power flowing lap after lap is where the real cost begins. Next up, we talk about something a little bit bigger, such as ECU remaps and also the TCU remaps. Now, before a single extra horsepower can be unleashed, your car needs to know how to use it. That's where the ECU and TCU tuning come in. The ECU, or engine control unit, is essentially the brain of the engine. It controls everything from boost pressure and ignition timing to fuel delivery and throttle response. A remap rewrites the factory software, allowing the engine to produce more power and torque while still operating safely within its new limits. Then there's the TCU, a transmission control unit. If your car has an automatic or dual clutch gearbox, a TCU tune can be just as important. It increases the gearbox's torque limit, speed up gear changes, and improve launch control and optimize shift points, helping the transmission cope with the engine's newfound power. In South Africa, a stage 1 ECU remap on a modern turbocharged performance car typically costs anywhere from 8,000 to 15,000 Rand. If you're adding a TCU tune, expect to pay an additional 6,000 to 12,000 Rand, depending on the vehicle and the tuning company. But not everyone chooses a traditional remap. Many enthusiasts opt for a plug-and-play tuning systems known as piggyback modules. These connect to the vehicle sensors rather than permanently rewriting the factory software, making them popular with owners who want extra performance while retaining the option to return the car to stock. One of the most recognized names in the BMW community is Berger Motorsport's JB4. It's widely used on models like the M135i, M140i, M240i, M340i, and even the latest M cars. Depending on the application, a JB4 system costs anywhere between 12,000 to 18,000 Rand, and it allows the drivers to switch between different power maps, monitor engine data, and fine-tune performance. Another popular option is Bootmount 3, a flash tuning platform that becomes a favorite among BMW enthusiasts. It offers everything from off-the-shelf maps to fully custom tunes and supports a wide range of modern BMW turbocharged engines. For Audi and Volkswagen owners, names like APR, Unitronic, Integrated Engineering, and Revo are some of the biggest players in the tuning world, with pricing generally starting from around 10,000 Rand and increasing depending on software package and supporting modifications. Of course, tuning isn't just about chasing bigger numbers. Every increase in power replaces additional stress on components such as clutch, gearbox, tuning systems, and tires. That's why the best builds are carefully planned, ensuring every modification works together as a complete package. Because in drag racing, it's not just about making your car faster, it's about making it faster reliably. Now that we've covered some of the biggest costs behind building a competitive drag car, from high performance tires and specialist fuels to ECU and TCU tuning, it's time to experience what happens when all these elements come together. Rather than just talking about the numbers, we're stepping into a modified BMW M140i to feel the difference for ourselves. A car that's been carefully put together with the right combination of grip, software, and supporting modifications. But more importantly, we want to hear from the person who built it. Let's find out what it's really like to own and build a modified BMW M140i. Already stock as it is?
Yeah, it's no stock.
Oh, there's something done to it as well?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. We're inside a very quick BMW M140i. That's also a 340 as well, right? Go. Yes. Nice. Well done. Woo. Clocked. Oh, that's pretty quick. Yes, that moves, man.
Yeah.
That is quick. So you're saying this is stock as it is? Like there's no dump pipe,
It's no stock. It's
Oh, it's not stock.
I bought it like this.
All right.
It's not stock.
So we can maybe potentially assume maybe that's like a just stage 1 maybe. Bolt on stage 1. So maybe a downpipe, intake, ECU remap. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Wow, man, this thing moves. How long have you owned it for now?
It's a year.
Oh, it's a year now.
Yeah.
And then any sort of plans in the future for this car? To go a little bit faster because you know the drug, it's never enough.
No,
Too much is never enough.
I don't want to break it.
Because I'm assuming this is your daily as well, right?
Yeah.
It's your daily, yeah. Whoa! Yes! Well, there you have it, folks. The untold cost of drag racing. Definitely not a hobby for the faint-hearted. It requires deep pockets, no compromises on quality parts, and some good old skill because modified cars drive a little bit differently, with sharper throttle response and at times a loose happy tail end if they're rear-wheel drive. That's it for now. Stay tuned for a fun-filled jam-packed episode and see you all very soon. Peace.